Hello friends. Now while you are working on Linux, many times you would feel the need to terminate a process, and it could be because a process gets stuck or it's malfunctioning or it's just not responding the way you want it to, and you want it to terminate, or maybe you want to kill it. There are some key processes and the key signals, as we call them, which are associated with Linux killing processes. And you can name them, or you can either use the numbers. They can be identified by the number or the type of that, which is a term. So first one is 1, this numeric one. It is called as signal hangup, or HUP it's also called as. We can write it as signal HUP. Signal hangup basically terminates the interactive programs, and also most of the times it makes the daemons to reread the configurations file. So for example, if we have got, let's say, SSH daemon running, or maybe a firewall daemon running, and we use this command signal HUP, sig HUP, and then the process name, then what it would do is that it will hang up the process, reread the configuration file against that process, and then restart the process. You will also encounter this type, which is 2, which is signal interrupt, and it's like interrupting a process. Most likely if you are doing a job on the terminal and a lot of output is going against that job, or maybe some log is going on and you want to cancel that log, then you would press like control and C. So that would generate the interrupt and would definitely take you out of that log. Maybe you are doing a more command or tail command, or many other processes that interactively gets interrupted using this interrupt to type signal. Then we have another signal type which is identified by number 15, and it's called as sig term. So sig term. Now sig term identifies the processes or the process where it terminates the process in a way that the terminating process cleans up after itself. And what it means is that it releases the memory. If it has some databases open, then it closes them. If it has opened certain files to read or write processes, it closes them nicely. So a proper way to close it down is sig term. Contrary to this sig term, there is last one which I wanted to tell you about. This is number 9, and this is called as sig, S-I-G, and kill. So sig kill. This is the most powerful, you can say, or the most destructive in a way, is that once you issue this command, it will terminate the process, or rather we should not use the word kill, it will kill the process. And in contrary to this sig term, it will just kill the process. So if process has got certain files opened or databases opened, it will not close them nicely, and it will not even clear up the memory sometimes. So this is also used as a last resort to kill a process. Most of the time the administrators will try to use sig term, and if the process does not get terminated even by using sig term signal type, only then sig kill will be issued, and it will most likely kill the process. Another thing that you need to remember is that if a user is doing terminating or killing a process, then only he has got jurisdiction on those processes which are owned by him. So if, let's say, Ahmed is trying to kill a process which is owned by, let's say, Harry, then he wouldn't be able to do so. But on the other hand, if root is trying to kill or terminate a process which is owned by either root or any of the users on the Linux machine, he would be able to do so because he is all powerful. So now let's head over to the terminal and see how we can use some of these signal types and what are the commands we can use to kill certain processes. So here I'm using Ubuntu terminal, and I am connected with the Ubuntu machine using SSH. So let's start the process. Let's start maybe sleep process. and let it say that it should sleep for 500 seconds. So the process started, and if I do, let's say, because you see cursor has not come back to the prompt, so if I do Control C, that will generate the sig term or signal type 2, which will interrupt the process, and now there is no more sleep process. If we type in PSAUX to see the processes and do a grep of, let's say, sleep, we see that there is no sleep process. This sleep process, this line that is showing, this is generated because of this command that I've just issued. So let's also try to run this process in the background by appending ampersand at the end. So now the process has started. Let's have a look at the processes which are running. We see that there is a sleep process, and it is taking the argument of 500 seconds. So if we want to, let's say, kill this process by issuing the command kill, and afterwards the kill takes the arguments of the process ID, which is this number over here, or the identification of the process. So we type in 1711. Now you see that it has given the message that it is terminated. So by default, kill process takes the signal termination or type 15 of signal termination type or signal term type. You can also see different types of signal. If I type in, let's say, manual, to see the manual of kill command, and I press enter. So this is the kill command, and this is the signal type that you can identify, and then the process ID. If I bring it down a little bit, then we see that the signal listed below may be available for use with kill, and basically it's saying that you can use one of these numbers or the types that are available over here. So we see that hang up is 1, and the section is exit, interrupt is 2, kill is 9, and term is 15. And besides these 4, there are many others that you can use if you want to. Now let's see if this sleep process has been killed or not by issuing the command. So it's not over there. Let's start it again by typing sleep 500 and ampersand sign. And let's say that we try to use the command kill whatever the process that is. For example, in this case it is 1733, because we have started again, so the process ID has been changed. And if we issue the command sig term or kill and process ID, and afterwards we check that the process has not been terminated, and we try it multiple times and we see that the process is stuck, so ultimately we would have to use this sig kill signal type. So we can do that by typing in either sig kill and then the process ID, which is 1733, or we can also put in -9 instead of sig kill. So both are valid syntaxes. Let's just go this way and press enter, and we see that immediately it says that the process, which is sleep 500, it has been killed. Now there is another command that we can use to terminate the processes or maybe kill the processes, and that command is, let's just clear the screen, that command is kill all. Now kill all takes the argument not the process ID but the process name, but you have to type the exact process name. So let's try to do that. Let's just see how does it work. So we see that now there is no sleep process going on. Let's just start one, and now it has started. Let's try to use the kill all command. So I type in kill all, and by default it will terminate, but we can use the kill signal as well. So if I do not put in any argument as far as signal type is concerned, the process will be terminated. It means it will be closed nicely. So and afterwards I need to give the process name, which is in this case, let's say sleep. But let's say by mistake or in case in a hurry I missed the P and I just press enter, and we see that it says that no process found. So we have to give in the exact process over here. So I can type in kill all sleep, and we see now that it is giving the message that it has been terminated. So let's say if we check the processes, we see that it's no more there. You can also see some arguments that are supported by this kill all command by using the man page, or even using, let's say, kill all and help. And these are some of the arguments that you can use. For example, a very good one is this one, -u. So let's say you are root on the system and you are trying to terminate or kill all the signals by a specific process name, and those processes, if let's say you want that only Harry or Ahmed's processes by that specific process name should be killed and not other users' processes, then you can use this -u switch, and afterwards you will type the username, and only those processes which are owned by that user will be terminated or killed depending upon the signal type that you are using. Another very powerful command that you can use is pkill command. Let me just see if we have that process running or not. So let's start that process one more time, and let me show you what I mean. So in case of kill all, we had to use the exact process name or exact command that was generating that process. If we had not given that, then we saw that it gave the error that it could not find the process. But in case of pkill, what we can do is that we can use, instead of giving this sleep, let me just show you that this is sleep process that is going on. So instead of giving the complete name, if we do not know the exact name, but we know that some of the letters in the command are like that. So I know that sleep contains maybe slee or slee, something like that. I can use these, and it will take these, and if it finds any process matching these letters, it will terminate them. And also we can again use the different signal types to kill or terminate or maybe hang up. So press enter, and we see that based on these letters, it found that there was a matching entry in the processes which matched sleep, and it terminated it. And if we have a look at the current running processes, we see that sleep process has indeed been terminated. Many a times you will also find yourself in a situation where not only that a process will be running, but that process will have certain arguments and a complete maybe file name and a long list. If I show you the output of, let's say, ps or psaux, so this is that I was talking about. Like over here, many processes which have got long lines going on, and they are so long. Let me just see if I can make it longer or maybe a bit more, and issue this command one more time. So look over here. If I can. Okay, so anyway, this is that I wanted to show you. Let's say this is the process that we want to kill, light DM, and this is the only process by the name of light DM. Although we see that lightweight display manager, this is the display manager that I'm using. So light DM is the only process. This line is the only process, and forget about the other ones if they are having light DM. But in case, let's say we do not remember that maybe light DM was not there, maybe some other word was there. So let's say session was there. So session is not the process name. Light DM is the process name. But we can kill this process based on this string as well. So it will be like finding any string in the line of the processes. So we can do that by putting in -f switch. So if I use pkill command like this, pkill -f, and then whatever string like maybe session, then it will find this string in that process output line, and if it finds that string, it will kill that process. Does not matter if it is owned by a certain process which specifically we wanted to kill, or maybe another process that may get killed because of the string that we have given over here. So it will just match the string and not the actual process. That string could be an actual process name or could be an argument of that process name. And other important command related to this management of processes is pgrep. So let me just show you if sleep is running. Sleep is not running, so let's start sleep process. And although it has given us the process ID over here, but let's say we do not know about the process ID of sleep process. So we can get the process ID of that by typing in pgrep, and then the process name, which is sleep. So we get the process ID of sleep process, and based on that we can take this as an argument and maybe use it for other commands. So for example, I can use this command. Let's see if that process is running. So this is running, so I can use something like maybe pgrep and sleep process, so that it gives us the process ID. And now we know that kill does take the process ID and does not take in the process name itself. So I can use x arguments command, and afterwards I can give in kill. And once I press enter, we see that sleep process has been cancelled. So what this command did is that it returned the process ID of sleep process and put the value against the arguments of kill, and kill command was executed. So that's all there is to it as far as terminating and killing the processes if they get stuck, and some of the ways in which we can either nicely terminate the process, or if that is really stuck, then we can kill the process based on the process ID or maybe the process name itself. I hope this has been informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.